What's up, YouTube and Instagram and all of the platforms I decided to put this on? It is August 11th, 2016, and I just recorded this video on my camera and realized it was out of focus. So, what? That's the two fingers, not the middle finger. Oh god, I'm sorry. Yeah. Did I already say today's date? August 11th, 2016? So this is the video I promised y'all about a month ago, the 2-month and 2-year post-op video. It's on my computer because I just took down my camera, and I'm sorry that it's like delayed. So if it's not, then I'm weird. Cool. A lot has happened since last year's video. I turned 20, so that's awesome. I am starting my 3rd year at Michigan this semester, this fall. And I got a new tattoo. Again, if you follow me on Instagram, then you know some of my other adventures. I've just been traveling some of the summer and kind of just hanging around and having fun. Yeah, so in an effort to not ramble too much, and why is the lighting changing? I guess I'll start the video. So, June 9th was 2 years post-op with Dr. Medali in Cleveland, Ohio. Let me stand straight. All right, standing straight up. The computer's kind of tilted. Standing straight up. Period keyhole procedure. Very, very happy with the results. The shadow. I feel like you can sort of start seeing some muscle. Like here. Finally. I don't know. Yeah, the scarring has definitely faded a bit. And again, if you saw my 1-year video, that's, the scarring was kind of bad just because I stretched the stitches by lifting way, way, way too much, way, way, way too early. So don't do that, folks. But yeah, I guess, and sort of feeling, I feel this. I don't feel like I feel pressure right here, but I don't feel the touch. I can actually feel the touch. I just don't feel the pressure. The touch here. So overall, again, really happy with my results. I would totally recommend that. Dr. Medali. Yeah. What else? 2 years on testosterone. Still doing 0.25 milliliters in my leg every week. I just did my shot yesterday, so it's still kind of sore. You don't hit it if it's sore. I've been feeling pretty good. I don't think there's been any other physical changes with the T. I think the only thing I noticed is that my hair grows a lot faster, but I don't know. It's also the summer, so who knows? But yeah, I haven't really changed much physically, I've been starting to work out more, so like a tiny changes. I'm not gonna try and flex. No. But I'm going to get to the questions you all left on my Instagram post a month and a half ago. And again, I'm sorry if I go kind of fast. Again, I just did this video and it didn't work. So let's hope this works. Okay, the first question is, what is the difference between a keyhole surgery and the other one? So I'm assuming that means double incision. Maybe. Well, the keyhole, they went in through my nipple instead of huge incisions across my chest. And they did the lipo through the nipples. And I still had, you can't see anything. I still had the drains, so that was the same. I think hopefully that answers your question. I can post a link down below. How long did it take you to get on T, and how old were you when you started it? So I was 18. I started right after top surgery in July 3rd, 2014. And the only reason it took me so long to get on it was I had barriers that not many people had in terms of legal issues I don't want to get into. So I was 13 when I started seeing a gender therapist, and 15 when I actually started T, but that doesn't go for everybody. So I think some people, it's a lot less time than that. But yeah, I was 18 and I've been on it for 2 years. When you work out, what does your workout consist of? stuff. I'm so bad at like staying consistent. I know it's like whatever. I'm bad at cardio. I'm bad at leg day. Um, I do like the push pull legs, but just push pull. So like I alternate. One day is biceps and back, and the next day is chest and shoulders and all that. I do a lot of bicep curls. I just started getting to deadlifts. Those are fun. Um, Bench press, dumbbell press. Sometimes I don't even know what that machine is called, where it's like the whole thing with like the pull-ups and you can do the thing and all that. I like that. I love pull-ups and chin-ups. Ever since I was able to do it without like unassisted, that's my favorite thing to do. Honestly, it's really good for your back and shoulders. Handstands, walking on my hands are really fun, just kind of for balance and whatnot. Clearly, I don't do a lot of core work. I don't like that. I like the idea of abs. I'm so not good at achieving them. What are your thoughts on bottom surgery, and are you planning on getting bottom surgery? Which one and why? I currently do not have any desire to have bottom surgery. I guess maybe in the future, if it became even more advanced, I'd be totally down with that. I'm currently just like, I'm okay. I don't feel the need for that. I don't know. I just, it's never really been a big concern of mine. What is your favorite thing to do in your free time besides writing? And have you ever thought about spending a weekend in Pittsburgh? I love watching movies on Netflix, on TV shows. I love going to the gym when I have the energy and make myself go. I love hanging out with friends when we manage to do that. I like going to the movies, but generally I'm actually a really big homebody. I am fine just being at home and writing or watching Netflix. In this school year, I guess I like to hang out more, which is not like to procrastinate. I'm there with folks, so I like to hang out more. But yeah, I like to read sometimes. I've started rereading Harry Potter 7. I just read Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Pretty good. So, yeah. What is your opinion on non-trans actors or actresses playing trans characters? And do you think it's progressive or kind of a punch in the face? So I went on a big ramble about this in the video I just made, so I'm going to try and cut that down. I feel like if you're absolutely going to have a cisgender actor play a transgender character, my one wish would be that you at least have trans people on the production team. So it's not just all these cis folks being like, yeah, we did our research. Here's a cis person who did their research, and now they're playing a trans character. No, we need to really employ and be included when our stories are being told. So if we can't be the ones to tell them, at least let us help you tell them. And I do feel like it's a punch in the face sometimes. Because when I think of Transparent, though, and I like that show, I think of the fact that Jeffrey Tambor, the main Mora, is not transgender in real life. So him playing a trans character does make me uncomfortable, but there are so many queer and trans folks on that production team and as supporting cast members that it doesn't make up for it, but it makes me more comfortable with the story that they're telling. So I hope that makes sense. As for so this person was referring to Zelda Williams on Dead of Summer, and I think at this point, though, the more cis actors that we have playing trans characters, the more annoyed I get, because at this, we're all saying you can't do that, and so at this point in 2016, if we're creating new shows and we're still having cis people play trans characters without any other trans folks on the team or whatever, I'm not down for it. I'm not. What has been the hardest part of your process? A lot of it has been internal. I know a lot of people think of, medical transition, physical, and hormones and stuff. But with that, your body's changing, and so does, when my body changed, speaking from the I, my body changed, and my emotions changed, and my kind of mental outlook on stuff changed. I feel like, before T and top surgery, I felt like I always had to prove my masculinity. And sometimes I still do feel that way, but I'm also a lot more confident in my masculinity and where I am in my journey and as in my identity as a man and as a trans man. So it's been really frustrating a lot of the time, reminding myself not to get so caught up in all of this because it's so easy to. And just to remember that I am so proud of the progress I have made. Like if you look at my 1 year post-op video, I don't have a ton of muscle now, but I have more than what I had then. So, and it's not just about the physical. I'm also really proud of that I stand taller and that I walk taller and that I am not afraid to laugh and that I'm not afraid to smile. In person, I don't smile a lot on Instagram, which I've gotten comments about. But no, I think the hardest part really is just accepting that I am where I'm supposed to be and that I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be and that everything else, whether or not I'm masculine enough or whatever, I don't have to worry about that. And that's been a hard reminder for me. How much did top surgery cost and how much does T cost? My top surgery was $6,100 without insurance and without calculating travel and accommodations. My testosterone, I think the last time, so I get like the 6 month or like the 10 milliliter bottle. I think the last time I paid it was like $30. So that wasn't too bad. And that's not with insurance either. So how long did you have to stop working or studying around the surgery? So again, if you watch my first year post-op video, you'll know that I started school really, really soon after surgery and hence the misshapen nipples. So I had maybe 2 weeks of rest before moving into school and the dorms and all that. So not that long. How has being on T and going through all the obstacles you've had to face changed your outlook on life, people? I definitely have said this before. I think I like to think I've learned more about patience and that it really is a two-way street because as much as this transition has been about my journey and as much as it's not about the people around me, they are also involved. And so I don't get mad when someone messes up my pronouns, even now. And it's whatever. I just understand that it's once in a while and that they knew me since I was like 2. So, and I always have mixed feelings about this whole, if someone truly loves you, they'll accept you no matter what, because that's true. But that doesn't mean the behavior will change automatically. I think if they love you, they'll work on their behavior. And the people around me who do love me have worked on their behavior and their practices of pronouns and name. And I think that a once in a while slip up, no matter how masculine I look or whatever, whatever. So I've learned a lot about patience with people and patience with myself. Again, going back to reminding myself that I'm where I'm supposed to be and that I don't need to be any further. So that's like the biggest thing I think I've learned, definitely. How is it that every guy named Leo is so cool? That is so cool. And another Leo asked this. I think. That's a really good question. I think we're just really awesome. I think it comes down to us just being really awesome. I don't know. How did you feel at first about getting surgery and being on hormones? Did you feel more like yourself after being on T, and were you frightened? I was more frightened about top surgery than I was about T, because you don't have to be unconscious for a few hours when you start T. But I think it was like within the normal range of just, going through a big physical change and being concerned about what that may mean. But also, I think the excitement definitely outweighed the fear. And I do feel a lot more like myself. I felt a lot more like myself just a few weeks after starting T and having surgery. I feel, I can go around, I went around shirtless pretty soon after, as soon as I had the bandages off, pretty soon after all that. And I felt very confident in the direction that my body was going and where my journey was leading me. And so there was some fear, and there was also just some general, joy. So I don't know how to describe it. The last one is, tell me how to accept myself and stop doubting on account of the transition. So I had trouble answering this in the last video because A, my dog walked in and was distracting, but B, I think this is a very personal question. I think it's obvious. I mean, these are all, anyone's going to answer any of these questions differently. Obviously, we all have different journeys and different experiences. I think the biggest thing, one of the most important things when starting this is learning how to trust yourself and learning how to trust that what you feel is valid, and it says a lot about where you are in life and what you feel is best for yourself. I think I've never regretted my decision. Sometimes I've had doubts. My decision to my physically transition, not to be trans. I don't mean that. I don't regret any of my physical transition. I remember, I think doubts are an honest part of it. I think, even if we're 99.9% sure, that 0.1% can be doubt, and that's okay, because if you are sure, or if you see, the way I think about it is, I couldn't see a future for myself in which I did not look like this, in which I did not sound like this, in which I was not this. And so that said a lot about where I believed I should be. And that said a lot about the fact that this transition had to happen for me. So what I want to say to that is that doubt is normal, and it's natural, and it's human. And learning to trust yourself is hard, but if you can do that, and if you have people who can help you do that, then that'll be like the best gift that you could ever give yourself, is learning to trust your instincts and learning to trust that you know what you need to do. So, yeah. Sorry that got kind of heavy. Thank you all for those questions that you asked. Thank you for your patience in this video. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I'm sorry it's such low quality. Yeah, I can't make any promises about the next video I do or do not make, but you can follow me on Instagram for more of my day-to-day journey in life and adventures. And I guess just overall 2 years into this medical transition, and I just feel strong, and I feel confident, and I feel happier than I used to. So thanks again, and I will catch you all on the flip side. Peace out.